tell you what I heard and what many others heard as well, Bill, without him saying it. We can go at every meeting, we can do things quicker, and we can do a whole lot more. Is that what you heard as well, Bill?
I don't think he committed to moving every meeting. I think he just committed to the fact that we're probably going to end up doing quite a bit more than what people anticipate. He also made it very clear that it depends on how the economic outlook evolves. We have to be nimble. So I don't think he really wanted to get into the notion of the timing of tightening. I think the March summary of economic projections is going to be very, very interesting in a number of respects. Number one, how much higher is inflation in their forecast compared to the December SEP? He was asked about this during the press conference, and he said he would have raised his own forecast of inflation compared to where he was in December by a couple tenths of a percent. And so the consequence of that will be, how does that then filter through in terms of the interest rate projections, which are still pretty benign if you look at the Federal Reserve's forecast in December.
Bill, do you think that when we look back from a historical perspective, that it will be viewed as a policy error? The Fed Chair Jay Powell did not just simply end purchases of all assets at this meeting.
I don't think it's going to make that much difference one way or the other, because they weren't going to raise rates at this meeting. They weren't going to shock markets. Chair Powell believes that it's very important that the markets understand what the Fed's doing and why the Fed's doing it, so the market can anticipate the Fed's before the Fed actually acts. That's a good way of communicating to the market, tightening financial conditions, easing financial conditions as the data arrive, as opposed to actually waiting for the Fed. So the Fed, this is not a Federal Reserve that's going to go out and try to surprise markets. That's why this notion of a 50 basis point rate hike is highly unlikely.